The NFL season is just around the corner, just stays away. So let's get my NFL season predictions, um, started. In the AFC East, let's start in the AFC with the AFC East. We have the New England Patriots. They'll go 14-2. There's no doubt about it. These guys always win their division. They're always going to be on top of the AFC West as long as Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are around. I know the whole thing. Oh, the Patriot way, it's falling apart. Guys are getting suspended, or they're starting to lose faith in Bill Belichick. The players don't really buy in or believing it or whatever it is that they're trying to tell you just because there's nothing to talk about, in the slow off season or slow preseason. The Patriots are fine. They're gonna be fine. They'll win the division 14-2. The Jets, they got Sam Darnold on quarterback. I'm not sure if he's gonna start. I haven't seen anything about it. I mean, the Jets are a decent team, but the AFC is just really competitive. I don't know if they can compete just yet. I have them going 6-10. Next, the Buffalo Bills. For a team that made the playoffs, not a lot of people have a lot of faith in this team. I know they lost their starting quarterback, but it seemed like they wanted to move on from him anyway, so they thought, hey, we can make the playoffs without Tyrod Taylor. I don't think they will. They have Nathan Peterman starting at quarterback, the guy who threw 5 interceptions. That is not gonna work. I mean, yeah, he could have improved. It's been a year. He's had time to learn from his mistakes and develop. But really, this is the guy you want out there instead of maybe AJ McCarron, who you just traded away to the Raiders. You have Josh Allen, who we probably will see at some point in the season. I don't know if he's ready to take up the starting role just yet. Bills will go 4-12. I think this is. I don't know if this is a bit too much, but I don't think they'll be good. Next, the Dolphins. Talk about maybe giving them too many losses. I think the Dolphins will go 2-14. They have a decent team, but the AFC is very competitive. Ryan Tannehill's coming back, but there's a question mark, or rather, he's the guy the Dolphins want to go with. He's already in his 30s or close to his 30s. There's a lot of question marks with this team. I have them going 2-14. Let's go to the AFC North. The Steelers. Okay, can we stop with the Steelers are Super Bowl bound? They're gonna win the Super Bowl? No, they're not. They're the same Steelers of last year. Same thing that's happening last year's happened this year. Le'Veon Bell's still holding out. The Steelers are going to go 5-11. They'll still be a playoff team. They'll still win the division, but they're not going to touch the Super Bowl. I think that they won't even touch the AFC title game. I think they can go one and done. I don't think they're. If you haven't seen my video on why I don't think the Steelers are that good, go check it out. But I don't see it with the Steelers. I don't see why we keep falling for it. It's just I get it. Oh, they have Antonio Brown. They have Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell. Whenever the Steelers decide to pay him, it's just I don't. No matter what, they always find a way to fall apart. They play down at teams. It's the same thing with the Steelers every year. The Baltimore Ravens, they have a good defense. They added a little bit to their offense, but I just still see them as being a mediocre team. They'll go 7-9. The Browns, Cleveland, they have a roster that could go like 8-8, but they'll probably find a way to go like 4-12, and that's my prediction. I think they can win anywhere between 8 and 6 wins, but I think that they'll end up, underachieving and win like 4 games. Browns will go 4-12, even though I think, they could do way better. The Bengals. Um, why haven't they fired Marvin Lewis? Why didn't they fire Marvin Lewis in the first place? Um, they should have done it, and they didn't. It makes no sense. It's like when the Rams decided to extend Jeff Fisher, the Bengals did the same thing with Marvin Lewis. What are you doing? I mean, the Bengals going 2-14. It could be a bit too much, but I think it's going to happen. The Bengals are not going to be very good. They're not. Um, Bengals go 2-14. Let's go to the AFC West. I mean, the AFC South. It's a very competitive division. You have the Titans, you have the Jaguars, and you have the Texans and the Colts. Andrew Luck can carry them to like 4 wins. I don't know. I have the Titans going 13-3. The Titans have improved their team all around, and I think are going to be very good. The Jaguars are probably a quarterback away from being really good as well. They'll also go 13-3. The Texans, they have Deshaun Watson. They have a really good defense. They'll go 9-7. The Colts, they have Andrew Luck, and that's about it. Oh, and T.Y. Hilton. Um, they don't have enough to compete with these guys. I mean, Andrew Luck can probably carry them to 6 wins, but it's not going to be enough. The Colts will go 4-12. Let's go to the AFC West. The Los Angeles Chargers. Sadly, nobody cares about the Los Angeles Chargers. Nobody really cared about them in San Diego. I mean, some people cared, but not enough to go to their games. Los Angeles, nobody cares. And even with a smaller stadium, you can't make it look really full if nobody shows up. Um, you know, the Chargers are going to win this division. They have a really good roster, but it's just sad that nobody cares about them. They'll go 13-3. The Kansas City Chiefs, it is now the Patrick Mahomes show. Um, the AFC West is going to be competitive. The whole AFC in general will be competitive. The Chiefs will go 9-7. The Raiders, they just should away Khalil Mack. They still have a decent team. John Gruden is back. But I still see them being, kind of mediocre. I think they can compete, but I think this whole Khalil Mack thing kind of hurts them a little bit. They go 8-8. The Broncos, they upgraded their quarterback. They should be somewhat competitive, but I have them going 2-14. I think it's a bit too much to say they go 2-14, but that's just how things ended up going. And my predictions. We go to the NFC. The NFC East, the reigning defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles will be without Carson Wentz week 1. They'll be fine. They have Nick Foles. He'll he'll win them a couple games. The Eagles will go 13-3. Let's go to the Redskins. Redskins, they have Alex Smith at quarterback with Kirk Cousins leaving. The Redskins they're kind of mediocre. They'll go 6-10. The Cowboys, now, this might be a bit too much, but I mean the Cowboys have Dak Prescott is overrated. Their defense is better, but not that good. The offensive line has a couple of injuries. They still have Jason Garrett as head coach. They'll go 5-11. The Giants, they'll go 3-13. I know they have Saquon Barkley, and they just paid overrated Odell Beckham. But I mean, I don't think it's enough. 3-13 might be a little bit too much, but I don't see them being very good. Let's go to the NFC North. The Minnesota Vikings will go 13-3. They have a good defense. They added Kirk Cousins to the offense. They have Dalvin Cooks coming back. The Vikings are going to be really good. The Lions, they have a new head coach in Matt Patricia. I think the Lions will be competitive. I think that the NFC North will be very competitive. The Lions will go 9-7. The Green Bay Packers, they have Aaron Rodgers. They added Jimmy Graham. They somewhat improved their defense, but at the end of the day, it's still the Aaron Rodgers show. And if he's healthy, the Packers will compete. They'll go 9-7. The Bears, they added Khalil Mack. They have a pretty good roster around them. I just think that the NFC North is a bit too competitive. They'll go 6-10, but I could see them, possibly doing a little bit better than that. Let's go to the NFC South. The New Orleans Saints, they still have Drew Brees. They have Kamara. That defense is really good now. And they have Drew Brees. I need to say that twice because Drew Brees is really good. They'll go 14-2. The Falcons, I think a lot of people are hyping up the Falcons, but I think they might fall apart. I mean, they'll still make the playoffs and go 12-4. But I think that we maybe need to slow down the Atlanta Falcons hype train a little bit before they end up falling apart and miss the playoffs entirely. The Carolina Panthers, they'll go 8-8. I see them as a mediocre team. The Buccaneers, Jameis Winston is suspended. The Buccaneers aren't very good defensively. Their offensive line's Uh, you know, you know, Jameis Winston's all right. There's question marks about him. The Buccaneers will go 2-14, and I think this is somewhat realistic. Now the NFC West, the 49ers. I'm a 49ers fan. If you watched my prediction video last year, you know what I'm gonna do. And if you haven't, go watch it. I'm gonna say the 49ers go 16-0 because I'm a 49ers fan. The Rams will go 12-4. They're really good. They just improved. They made a lot of free agent signings. They're really good. Seahawks 4-12. Russell Wilson can't do everything for you. He's gonna run around for his life. And the Legion of Boom is gone. They added a running back instead of offensive lineman. Russell Wilson is gonna run for his life all season long. I won't be surprised if he gets hurt, and that's gonna suck for the Seahawks. The Cardinals, they have Sam Bradford starting at quarterback. I think we might see Josh Rosen at some point, maybe. The Cardinals aren't going to be they look all right defensively, but it's a competitive NFC, and it's going to be a competitive NFC West with the top two teams being the 49ers and the Rams. Cardinals will go 3-13. Let's look at the playoffs, how things would look out. In the AFC, I have the Titans versus the Chiefs, and the Jaguars and the Steelers. The Titans would beat the Chiefs, and the Jaguars would beat the Steelers. Then it would be Titans versus the Chargers. The Chargers beat the Titans. Jaguars versus Patriots. The Patriots win because they're always going to be in the AFC championship game forever until Belichick and Brady retire. The Chargers will lose to the Patriots. The Eagles. Now let's go to the NFC. Eagles, Falcons, Vikings, Rams. The Eagles will beat the Falcons. The Vikings will beat the Rams. The Eagles and Saints and 49ers and Vikings will meet in the divisional round of the playoffs. The 49ers beat the Vikings. The Eagles beat the Saints. 49ers and Eagles. The 49ers beat the Eagles. 49ers, Patriots in the Super Bowl. The 49ers will win the Super Bowl. I did this last year. I'll do it again. We have Jimmy G. We have an improved defense. We have an improved team. The only thing is that Jerick McKinnon just got hurt a couple days ago. That sucks, but we'll get past it. I don't know if they'll go 16-0. I say that, and they probably will because we got Kyle Shanahan and we have Jimmy G. Yeah. And Jimmy Garoppolo is the guy. These are my NFL season predictions. I'm glad to see that football's finally back. The only thing I'm not glad to see is this new helmet rule. It's going to be interesting to see how that whole thing plays out. Let's see how wrong I'll get these predictions this year, because we all know I didn't do a very good job of predicting things last year.